What's that? A hat? Crazy, funky, junky hat. Overslept, hair unsightly, trying to look like Keira Knightley. We've been there, we've done that. We see right through your funky hat.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Diana. I rarely do my hair, no pun intended, but I love makeup. So if you love makeup, this is the channel for you. If you love hair, this probably isn't the channel for you because I always just throw it up. But yeah, for today's video, I'm excited. I'm gonna be reviewing Rare Beauty, which is Selena Gomez's makeup line. Let me know what you guys think about celebrity makeups line. In no way, shape, or form am I a hater. There are enough opportunities in the world for everyone. However, I have to be honest, little Selenators, please don't attack me. When I think makeup, I don't think Selena Gomez. I just, like, she doesn't wear much, so I just don't, she's not the first person to come to my mind. But I mean, her brand is gonna cater to people like her who like a soft look and all that good stuff. So there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's so many different ways you can wear makeup, but those are just my thoughts. I just don't really think of Selena. So I'm curious to see what her brand is all about. So if you're interested in finding out, please keep on watching. I did not pick up the brow pencil, so I already have my eyebrows done. So to prep my skin, I'm going to use the Always an Optimist 4-in-1 Mist. I didn't pick up the primer either because I figured this was a 2-in-1 and I like to save money. So this is what it looks like. Beautiful, chic component with like this pinky nude color, which I really like. I prefer simple and sleek packaging like this rather than something that's like over the top, because sometimes that can look gimmicky. So I do like the packaging. It says Rare Beauty and it's not an aerosol can. It's the type that, I don't know the proper name for it, but I'm pretty nervous because I don't want it to like shoot out in like random areas, you know what I mean? I hope it like applies evenly. So it smells like something familiar, but I can't put a name to it. I think it has rose in it, if I'm not mistaken, because you can kind of smell that. Rose water. My skin feels nice and supple. It is a hydrating setting spray slash primer, and it feels nice and tacky, so this should grip the makeup, hopefully. Moving on to the foundation, I really love the packaging. I love that it has this little ball on top. You can just hold it from up here. I do want to mention though that when I bought it, some of the foundation was leaking. I thought that my item was defective, but I did see some Instagram stories and people had the same issue. Just keep that in mind. That's my only concern. I would probably like look into the manufacturing and just make sure that they are making these properly so that we don't get foundation that's leaking. Now it does mention that you have to shake it, so you can hear the little. Hope this is my shade because, you know, obviously with COVID you can't physically try the product on, but I just went based off the description. I like that it's a doe foot applicator. I feel like it's easy to just distribute the product wherever you want it as opposed to pouring it onto your hand and then going from there. It's just a cleaner way to apply the foundation. However, it's not the most hygienic. Just make sure that your skin is very clean, because once you dab this, you're putting it back onto this, which your skin should always be nice and clean before you're going in with foundation, but just something to keep in mind. If you're a makeup artist, I wouldn't use the applicator directly on the client. I would pour it on a plate and go from there rather than using this guy. So just some little tips and tricks on how to be sanitary with this type of application. Now I'm going to dot this all over my face. It looks like this shade will work. Wow, I'm good. This guy is called the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. It's a foundation elixir that feels barely there while building coverage and boosting your natural glow. I also didn't pick up the brushes or the sponge, so I'm just going to use my Smashbox blurring foundation brush to buff this into the skin. Okay, right off the bat, I can already tell you this isn't a matte full coverage foundation. It's definitely very lightweight, which is my vibe. I don't like a full coverage foundation. I like something that's a little more hydrating and skin-like. So I hope this works out. The shade that I'm wearing is 250. It's golden undertones. That's one thing I'd like to add on the website. You want to be very careful because I noticed that there was 2 foundations that had gold undertones, but the description for both of them was light to medium skin tone. So just be very careful with that. I wish they would have put like fair to light, light to medium, just kind of have it in order so that it doesn't throw you off when you are buying foundation. But luckily this one worked out. I really like the undertone of it. It's nice and gold, olivey, definitely matches my neck. This is actually really pretty and covers more than I thought it would. I would still like more coverage though, like this area here, here, like this cheek, because she's problematic. And like, see, you can still kind of see some of my imperfections. It's definitely on the luminous side, so I would be careful if you're somebody with an oily skin type. I mean, you can always tweak the products and cater them to your needs. So if you want to try this out and you have oily skin, I would just go ham with the powders to mattify everything. And if you have dry skin like myself, this will work out for you and it won't make you look textured. Now I'm going to use my Dose of Color sponge just to make sure everything's nice and smooth. Again, I didn't purchase her sponge. Personally, I like to save when it comes to things like that, such as sponges and brushes, especially because I have so many of that already. And also I shop at Namie's. Your girl loves a discount. I love to save. So Rare Beauty isn't inside of Namie's, so I'm not going to spend a lot on a sponge. Just gonna press this in. Now moving on to concealer, I picked up the shade 170W. Again, I love the packaging. It's still round, but it's flat, and I like that because you can just hold it like this. It's a moisturizing, buildable concealer that melts seamlessly into skin for undetectable cake-free coverage. All right, let's check that out. Interesting. You do get another little dofa applicator, but this one is narrow and angled, which I think this is really cool to kind of get into like this little crevice right here. Ooh, I really like this brush. I'm very picky when it comes to concealer, you guys. Like extremely picky. I can't get away from my NARS Creamy Radiant. It is just the best concealer for a girl with dry skin that wants coverage but doesn't want it to be dry. It's just so good. But let's see what this one's about. It's a little light, definitely. I do like a bright under eye though, so I'll make it work, but it is pretty light. I like that it has a yellow undertone though. I feel like a lot of brands, their concealers have like mostly neutral and pinky undertones, and a Latina like me needs yellow. The coverage is really nice and natural. It's also very hydrating. It doesn't dry down fast, so you have time to go in and like work the product. It's definitely not a full coverage concealer though, so if you're somebody who likes a full coverage, this is not for you. I can still kind of see like my under eyes a bit peeking through, but I'm not like pissed at it. I think it's really nice actually. So I'm not gonna set my under eye just yet, which actually terrifies me because my biggest pet peeve is like a creased under eye. I hate that, so I tend to set it right away, as you guys know if you've been watching me. But because I'm going to use the liquid luminizer, I don't want it to not perform the way it should because of the powder underneath. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. Here is the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize. It's a silky second skin liquid highlighter that creates a lasting lit from within glow. So it's this beautiful pink metallic highlighter. I'm really scared, you guys. I personally don't like liquid highlighters. I just prefer a powder. I feel like they just blend better, they mesh well with my other powders, and it's a round ball, same as the foundation. So we're gonna apply this where I would typically add my highlighter. I have no powder on, okay, so this thing has no excuse and it better blend. Lightly blend this into my skin. I'm gonna use my sponge to kind of just pounce it into the skin. This is not a blinding highlight whatsoever. It's just a very soft little liquid luminizer. These lines here are like not blending at all, which is a little frustrating because I don't have powder or anything underneath. So there should be nothing that affects its performance. Just gonna use my fingers. I find this kind of pointless. Like, I don't feel like you need this at all. It doesn't do much for you, so this guy is a no for me. Moving on to the product that I'm most excited about, the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush. I picked up the shade Bliss. It's this beautiful nude pink, and the component is just like the concealers, except it's, is this gold? I'm blind now. It's a silver component, just like the shape of the concealer. Matches my nails. But yeah, I'm most excited about this one. I love blush so much. I love a liquid blush as well, so let's see what this guy does. Again, a doe foot applicator. Kind of want to put this on my lips too. And I'm gonna apply this. Ooh, I love that color already. It's so pretty. Okay, so right away I can tell you that this is very pigmented, so I'd probably use a little bit, but I kind of want to go ham because I love blush and I'm a clown, so here I am. To blend the blush, I'm using my M436. It's just a dual fiber brush, and I'm going to kind of pat this. Want more. I'm gonna apply some like on the tip of my nose too, just to kind of add some color there. Using my sponge, I'm just gonna go over it, make sure it's nice and blended. I like that the blush is a matte finish. I feel like blush is the first thing on the skin that tends to wear off the quickest. So the fact that it's matte, I feel like it's gonna last longer. The pigment is definitely there. I love the shade of the blush. It's really pretty. Now I want to try all of them. Now that I have that situated, I kind of want to add just a little more concealer. Just a little more. I'm obsessed with the little doe foot, so it makes me want to keep applying. I love this shade, and I love that it just added like light to this area of my skin. Selena hasn't launched any powders yet, so I fucking call her Selena. I just used my Huda Beauty, and again, I didn't buy the powder puff, so I just used my Laura Mercier one along with Huda Beauty's powder. Guys, I love this blush. It's so pretty. Why didn't anyone tell me that I hadn't set my eyeballs yet? I was over here with my creased up concealer. Rare Beauty hasn't launched an eyeshadow palette yet, so I'm just gonna use a little bronzer on my crease just to have a little something. I'm moving on to the Rare Beauty eyeliner. This is what it looks like. It looks like a pen, and I like that it has this like ball point at the end because I feel like you can use it for like your touchscreen devices if you want to be that extra. But based off looking at it, it's a thick pen packaging, and I think you have to shake it because it has like the little noise inside. The point looks very thick and round, so let's see how this guy does. Starting from the inner corner, I'm using the point of the liner. I'm going a little thicker because the lashes that I'm wearing are really long and fluffy, so I want to make sure that my liner still pops. Now I get really quiet as I'm focusing on my liner. I like how easily it glides on. However, for someone who is just beginning, okay, this is a little messy. You want to be very careful when you push it back in. But yeah, as I was saying, I like how smoothly it glides on. However, for someone who is just starting off with wing liner, I wouldn't recommend this because it is pretty thick. so you're already shaky and uncomfortable as it is. So I'd grab something that's much thinner and smaller, such as the Beauty Bakery Lollipop Liner. That's a good one. Or the Too Faced eyeliner. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's nice and thin and it's more beginner friendly. The actual applicator itself is a little thicker, so I feel like it's easier to mess up. You want to be very careful with that. So yeah, not beginner friendly. If you're experienced, it's not bad, it's nice and black. Okay, now that I'm doing this eye, I'm noticing that it dries out, so you want to shake it, which is kind of annoying. I feel like it takes longer when you have to do all this extra stuff. Guys, as I was fixing up and touching up the liner, it fell apart. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the liner, not because it fell apart. I mean, stuff like this happens, but just because, for one, it's really messy inside. Like, you have to be very, very careful. And two, I know I mentioned that it didn't dry down fully matte, but it actually does. So if you're trying to go on and like kind of layer it, you don't really have that freedom to do so. I would suggest a different liner. I don't think you need this, just being honest. And again, still sticking to what I said earlier about it not being beginner friendly. I kind of struggled with my liner and I've been doing this for years. So yeah, it's a no for me, even though the packaging is cute. Moving on to the lips, I picked up the Lip Souffle Matte Lip Cream in the shade Inspire. It's a red, so you guys know I love reds and nudes. The texture of the lipstick is like a whipped formula. It's matte because it's not shiny, but it doesn't dry down like a matte usually does, so just keep that in mind. It is a cream matte like it mentions on the packaging, but I'm not really a fan of the formula though. It's comfortable, it's soft, it feels good, but I feel like if I drink out of a straw or out of a cup, it's gonna transfer, so it's a no for me. I mean, the red's pretty. I just prefer something with a little bit more of a blue undertone, like a true red. This one has a little pink and it's just not like my preference of reds. All right, now to set my face, I'm gonna use the Always in Optimus 4-in-1 Mist that I also use to prep my skin. So let's go ahead and I ate a little bit of that. I like that it doesn't like shoot at you or squirt at you. I hate those. It applies it very evenly, very nicely. Ooh, that added a glow to my face. I want more. I love how healthy and hydrated my skin looks. All right guys, so we've reached the end of the video. Overall, I think the brand is really cute. For just starting off, they did a really good job. The products work. Now for the products that are a no for me, the liquid luminizer. This thing, I just feel like it's pointless. It doesn't really do much to your skin, and it also didn't blend the smoothest, so I don't really like this guy right here. The liner, I mean, it's not bad, it's not the worst liner, but I feel like you could find something that's easier to use versus this one. This one was a little messy, so I like to be quick with liner. I don't want to spend too much time on that, so this one's also a no for me, even though the packaging is super cute. The lipstick, not a fan of this formula. Like I said, it's a soft matte cream finish and it's just not my vibe, so I don't think you need it. If you want a matte lipstick that has like a velvety texture, check out the Morphe ones. They're so good, the Morphe liquid lipsticks. I love that formula. They're matte, but they're not super drying, and they also don't transfer, so check those out. Now for the concealer, this one hurts because I love the idea of it. I love this applicator. It just got into like the crevice of my under eye very nicely, and I also like the undertone of it, but if you can see, my texture is still peeking through. Do you see that? It also didn't mesh well with my Huda Beauty powder, so for that reason I don't recommend this guy. I feel like they should have come out with a concealer with like a little bit more coverage, just because the foundation is already nice and soft and lightweight. So medium to full coverage concealer would have just kind of give everything a balance. And yeah, those are just my thoughts. Now for the products that I really enjoyed and I recommend, the foundation, I actually really like this. I love that it's like lightweight, but it's still buildable, and it offers like a pretty decent amount of coverage. It's definitely up my alley. The blush is beautiful, blended really nicely with the foundation. It's matte, so it gives it a balance too. You don't want to look too shiny, so highly recommend the foundation. I want to try the other shades now. And then the setting mist, I love how it set my face. It gave me like a dewy look, so I'd recommend this for anyone with dry skin or anyone who just wants to look dewy in general. Little selenators, please don't attack me. Overall, I like how the look turned out. My skin feels and looks very healthy and hydrated, which I enjoy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Comment down below if there's any products you're now interested in checking out for yourself. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay safe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.